Welcome to session 6 of my progressive series of yoga videos for beginners. This is for people who are fairly new to yoga, so if that's you, welcome. If you're just looking for a review of basics, you can also play around with these videos. If you have mobility issues, you might want to wait until a little later. We'll do things later that are more floor work that might be more appropriate if you're a beginner but having issues standing. I started with standing though because you don't even need a mat if you don't have one, so that's fine. If you do though, you might want to bring it out. And then go ahead, if you're using a mat, come to standing at the top of the mat or just a nice standing position. Feet are comfortable with distance apart, knees facing forward, second, third toes facing forward. 2, wiggle your toes, waking up those bottoms of the feet. And then with your next inhale, lift your toes up, feel the arches lifting up with the toes, and balance out the weight between the front and the back of your feet and the inner and outer edges of the feet. Then keep pulling up through the arches, spread the toes nice and wide apart, and lowering the toes down to the ground. Hips back over the back of your feet, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, a little softness through the knee joint. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back, and come into the breath. Feeling the air on the nostrils. And feeling your body moving with the air. So on the inhales, the lungs expand out, the rib cage moves out, the torso skin moves out. And on the exhales, everything softens back in. And as you feel the body moving with the breath, just feel yourself. So come into a deep awareness of yourself. Notice what's going on. Don't deny that, whatever's going on. Just notice and observe and let it be a part of you. Breathe. Feel free to modify, adjust, and adapt the practice as needed. We will start with an Om. Exhaling. Inhale deeply. Then exhaling, gently open your eyes, release the hands. Feel the breath moving through you, and then when you're ready, riding the wave of the breath. So inhale, arms come wide and reach up high. Exhale, lower the arms to the side. Inhale, arms come wide and reach up high. Exhale, arms to the side. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Left hand can grab right wrist. Exhale to the left. Breathe. Line up the head and neck. Press down through that right foot. And then inhale up to center. Exhale to the right. Feel the breath moving through you. And then inhale up to center. Exhale, release the hands to the side. Knees as wide apart as the feet. Inhale, bend the knees. Act like you're sitting back in a chair. Exhale, back up to standing. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, back up to standing. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to your knees. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, sliding down. Inhale, back up, spine long the whole time. Exhale, slide down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, slide down. Inhale, hips lift, spine still staying long. Exhale, knees bent. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, hips lift. Holding here, feel free to stay here, or with the next exhale, gently let the back round and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, long spine all the way up. Exhale, connect from the feet into the earth. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale, lower the hands back down. Inhale, lengthen again here. Exhale, bend the knees, and with a long spine, slowly let the hips go back and slowly fold. So this is going to take more than one breath. And once you're down, you can lift the hips up higher, and then exhale, you can gently let the back round. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, long spine all the way up. Exhale, connect from the hips into the earth. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale, folding, again, letting the knees bend, sliding the hands down, spine is an extension, hips start to lift up, And then slowly at the very end, just folding in. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, long spine all the way up. Hands can come wide and reach up high. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Connect from the hips into the earth with your hips over the back of your feet. Breathe. Then exhale, release the hands to the side. And from here, inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, back up to standing. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, back up to standing. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to your knees. Then we're going to shift both hands to our right knee, shift the weight to, and with control, step that left foot way back. And you might need to hop or slide, wiggle, scoot, that's fine. Once you're back, right knee right on top of the ankle, right knee pointing towards second or third toe, and connect from the right knee into the earth. If possible, for this one, you'll keep the back heel lifted. Most of the time, I don't care. You can keep it up or down. But today, if it's possible for you, keep it lifted. If it's not, then no worries, lower it down. You don't have to follow my instructions exactly, that's fine. The reason we're keeping the back knee lifted, you'll see it in a moment. So from here, you're going to walk your hands up that right thigh, starting to come up right through the spine. Now, you're going to listen to your low back and hips. So if they start to bother you, you are going to stop. And that's when you can bend the back knee more and come upright further. So even if you come all the way upright with the back leg straight, go ahead at the very end, bend that back knee more, and just notice how that feels in your hips and low back to have that back knee bent. And upright as comfortable for your hips and low back. Not forcing anything, but coming fairly upright. From here, if you'd like to, you can play with straightening that back leg, but again, only as much as feels good for your hips and low back, just feeling a nice stretch to the front of the hip flexors. And then, if you would like, hands can reach up to the sky. Breathe. This pose is sometimes called Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Other times it's called crescent lunge or high lunge. Different schools have different thoughts on this one of yoga. And then go ahead and release the hands down, press strongly into that right foot, and step the left foot forward. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back. Connect from the hips down. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, hands to your thighs. Shift your weight into your left foot, leaning forward. With control, right foot goes back. Left knee on top of ankle. Left knee pointing towards the second or third toe. And then slowly starting to come upright. And again, noticing when your hips feel stuck, bend that back knee if there's a point. See if it feels okay to go further, not forcing anything. And coming as upright as is comfortable for you. Low ribs lift up away from that left thigh so your core is engaged. And then with your core staying engaged, only straighten that back leg as much as feels good for you. Just feeling a nice stretch through the hip flexor muscles. Breathing here. And then again, if you want to, your hands can come by your ears. Breathe. Lean back forward, left hand on knee, press down to that left foot, step the right foot forward. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back. Exhale, release the hands to the side. Inhale, arms come wide, reach up high. Exhale with a long spine until near the end, full forward, hands to legs or floor. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, long spine, arms can reach up high. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Connect from the hips into the earth. Breathe. And then exhale, release your hands. Inhale, bend the knees, shift your weight into your right foot. And with control, left foot goes back. This time, we're going to take the heel down if that works for you. So the back of your foot will be on the ground. Bring your hands to your hips. And with a nice long spine leaning forward, slowly straighten that right leg. Then from here, with a nice long spine, slowly start to come upright. Stopping again if it bothers your hips and low back. So if you're still leaning forward some, if that works better for your hips, that's fine, you'll stay there. And then wherever you're at, again, for this one, if possible, the back heel will stay down. If you need to lift it up though, feel free. Track right knee towards second or third toe, And exhale as you bend the knee. Try to keep the hips square, so be careful that left hip starts to trail behind the right, keeping them even, and then inhale and straighten. And as you exhale and bend that knee and keep your hips even, notice how that intensifies the stretch through the hips and the stretch through the calf muscles, the Achilles tendon. Inhale, come up. Exhale and bend. And then with that right knee bent, you can lift the arms up by the ears if you'd like. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Most schools of yoga with the back heel down do consider this Warrior 1. The back heel lifted is sometimes considered an alternate variation, or like I mentioned earlier, crescent lunge. And then leaning forward, press strongly down to that right foot and step the left foot forward. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back. Connect down into the earth. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, Utkatasana, weight into your left foot. Right foot with control and the heel down goes back. Straightening the left leg, turn the hips to evenly face the ground. Stretch the spine out of the hips and slowly coming upright, but only as much as feels good for your back and hips. And then keeping the hips even, exhale and bend that left knee. Notice how that feels. And exhale, straighten. Inhale and bend the left knee. Exhale and straighten. Inhale and bend. Now holding the knee bent, rib cage hugs in, arms can reach up by the ears. Remember though, you're only bending that knee as much as feels good for you. Breathe. Nice full deep breaths. And then leaning forward, press down to that left foot, step the right foot forward. Hands together in front of the heart, shoulders together on the back, connecting down into the earth. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, arms come wide and reach up high. Exhale, fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, long spine all the way up. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Hips over the back of your feet, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Breath, air moving you. And then we'll end with an Om. Exhaling. Inhale. Om. Thank you.